Mike Florio, Chris Sims from Pro Football Talk about the Browns after that loss to the Broncos.
These injuries, coupled that with Deshaun Watson a few weeks ago, I mean, they're battling against some bad luck, certainly. And they're a team that doesn't have a ton of wiggle room. We know they want to play a game of, run the ball, defense make a few plays. That's going to help us win the game. And Myles Garrett is the guy that is the leader in chaos for their defense and making plays and strip sacks and everything we've talked about there. Right? The quarterback situation, you're exactly right. I don't know. It might be a little too early for Flacco. P.J. Walker did come in and look good yesterday, but I will be interested to see that move there and what they do with the quarterback situation. DTR did some good things. He knows how to play the position of quarterback, that's for sure. But damn, did it not have Amari Cooper off of that as well, who's the go-to definite big play receiver of that offense? Those are some big injuries in that game yesterday. We'll see if they can weather the storm. And like you said, they got some tough tests here down the stretch to try to stay in this AFC playoff picture.
They need DTR back, even though he was the backup anyway. Look, I keep going back to quarterback play may be the difference as to who gets in and who gets out, and the Browns may just slip right out of this. They're only a game ahead of that 6-5 cluster.
Right. And it's kind of what we were talking about, Fred. They can't let it completely get away from them. They got to go out and win ugly. Steelers have done that all year. Win ugly.
Yeah, they do. And I have a story coming out later today or first thing tomorrow about this, their quest for the playoffs, why I think it's so important. Despite a lot of fans wouldn't think you really have a chance to win the Super Bowl without Deshaun Watson, without Nick Chubb and the guys that they've had injury-wise. But I do think for the psyche, when you're 7-3, now 7-4, and you're right there, probably having to just split, find 3 wins out of 6, and you could get in the playoffs. I think that would really excite the fan base even for 2024, but anything can happen, obviously, if you get in the playoffs and you get hot at the right time. But I just think that the Rams and these next 2 games, the Rams on the road and then playing the Jaguars at home, is going to be tough. But you look at overall, 4 of the 6 remaining games are against teams with losing records. They have losing records for a reason, so they're winnable games. And you ought to be able to find 3 wins on there. I look at the Bears. I look at the Jets and the Bengals. The Jets, Aaron Rodgers is still talking about coming back. Right now, the Jets are 4-7. If they lose one of these games here in the next 2-3 weeks, I do not know why in the world he would want to come back and risk losing 2024. So I see the Jets, by the time the Browns get to that, as being similar to where they're at now. And then the Bengals, they looked pathetic the other day without Joe Burrow, and they'll probably be playing their season out. So, the Browns just got to stay the course. They got to, like you said, weather the storm. They have to, get back to what got them here, playing great defense, special teams, and hope you can cobble together an offense to not turn the ball over and have a chance to win some games. That's been the whole year, and it reared its ugly head again last week. They turned the ball over 3 times and lost the turnover battle, and they've been hovering at the bottom in that department all year. And so they've got to take care of the ball, and if the defense and special teams can play, then hopefully the offense can do enough to win.
Yeah, to your point, they've turned the ball over more than anybody in the NFL, and they're tied for 3rd worst in turnover margin.